Now, let us have a look at what is a brand. As per the marketing definition which has been given for the brand, what a brand is and what all does it comprise of. Now, when we talk about a brand can be explained through three terminologies. Number one, you need to give the definition of the brand. Then, what makes a brand? What are the elements that are comprising a brand? And then finally, how does brand differentiate from product? Or how are brands associated with the product? We will also be seeing the distinguishing factor between a brand and a product, and how does a product turn into a brand. So let us first of all have a look at the definition of the brand. Now, as per the definition which is given by American Marketing Association, it says brand is a name, it can be a term, it can be a sign, it can be a symbol or a design or a combination of them, which are intending to identify the goods or services of one seller or group of sellers, and it is the brand which is differentiating the the products or the services from those of the competitor. Now, when I say name, Apple is a name, right? So Apple refers to a brand which is helping us identify that this product or this good belongs to Apple and the other good belongs to, say, Samsung. In the same way, what is a term that could be associated with the brand? Just do it. Term could be a slogan also. Just do it from the Nike. Sign or a symbol, like as you can see in this picture in the slide, the sign or the symbol of Mercedes Benz, the sign or the symbol of Nike, the sign or the symbol of Microsoft, or the design, sometimes a design of a car. Okay, that could also refer to a particular brand. So, what is a brand? It is nothing but a name, a term, a sign, or a symbol, or a design, or a combination of all of them put together, which are helping us to identify the goods or services of one seller or of one manufacturer and helping us to differentiate it from that of the competitors. All right. So, this is the definition which has been given by American Marketing Association. In fact, whenever we talk about any sort of product, as I was telling you earlier, also, since the beginning of the day till you go to your bed, what are you doing? All the time you are just associating yourself with the brands. Moving ahead, now let us see the second terminology which you need to understand when you are defining a brand. Now, as a product manager, if tomorrow you are working with products or you are working as a marketing manager, then you may also have to create a brand for your product. Okay. Now, there could be different sort of names which would help you to identify your brand. Okay. How do you create a brand? By creating a new name for a product, you can come up with a brand, or by creating a new logo, or by creating a new character, you can come up with a brand. So, all these talk of the name that is given to a brand, the logo which you are giving to a particular brand, or the characters which are helping you create a brand, a slogan which is going to help you create a brand, the kind of packaging that you are using, the URL that you are using, all of these are trying to help you to create a brand. Now, all these things which are helping you, the components which are helping you in creating a brand is called a brand element. So, the key to creating a brand, according to American Marketing Association definition, is to able to choose a name or a logo or a symbol or a packaging design or any other characteristics that will help you to identify your product and distinguish it from the others. So, all these components are called as brand elements. These brand elements are also known as brand identity, which are helping you to identify and differentiate your brand. Now, if I take the example of a name. Apple is a name which is given to a brand. If I talk about logo, the logo of the McDonald's, which is right on your screen, the logo of Netflix, okay, the logo of Mintra, which is into news nowadays, all of these are doing what? These all are brand elements which are helping you to identify your brand. Then the characters could be also used to identify your brand, like the character which is shown in the slide, that is Donald McDonald, right? Then the another character, that is Kellogg's Tony the Tiger. In the same way, you have this Maharaja mascot, which is being used by Air India. Now, all these are characters which are helping you identify your brand. Whenever you see this, Maharaja, okay, mascot of Air India, you very well know that yes, this brand, this character belongs to the brand called Air India, right? So, all these things are helping you identify your brand or your product. The slogan, just do it, from the Nike. The slogan, the city never sleeps, from Citibank. The packaging of Kinder Joy. The URLs like of Facebook, FB.com, Google.com. All these are helping you to identify and to differentiate your brand from that of competitors. And this was also being told by the definition that we have recently seen by American Marketing Association. Now, whenever you are giving a name to your brand or a logo or a character or a slogan or any of these elements, when they are associated with your brand, you also need to trademark them. That is, you need to get them registered so that nobody else dares to use your logo or to use your name or to use your character or slogan or packaging or any other element which is differentiating you from that of the other sellers products. All right. Now now let us look or let us see all these brand elements in depth. First brand element which helps the identifying a product is called brand name. Now, brand names are excellent means of communication. Whenever you think of a particular product or a brand, okay, you just associate yourself with it. As I said, when you look at Coca Cola, the name tells you that, okay, this is a Coca Cola brand and it is a reliable product. I should buy it. Where an advertisement may last half a minute, customer notices brand names. And that is why we say that whenever you are trying to create a name for a particular brand, the names should be very simple. Look at that Apple brand. Apple is something which is easy to memorize. Okay. So whenever we think of these iPhones, the very thing that comes to our mind is Apple. Whenever we think of iPad, what comes to our mind? Apple. Because Apple is very easier to remember. In the same way, Google, Tesla, all these are brand names which are the excellent means of communication, which are helping us create a brand. Then the characters. The characters, what do? They represent a specific type of brand symbol. These characters take a human form or a real life characteristics. For example, in the slide as it is given, you have again Kellogg's Tony the Tiger, which tells us that this product belongs to Kellogg's. Then you have Donald McDonald character, which helps us to identify that yes, this character belongs to McDonald's. We want to take a picture whenever we are going to McDonald's sitting next to him. Then you have Vodafone's Zuzu, right? So this Zuzu helps us identify that this brand is Vodafone's. Then you have KFC's Colonel. So wherever you see this character, you identify that okay, this is KFC's brand, right? In the same way, you have the Energizer batteries, the Energizer bunny. Okay, so all these characters help us identify the brand. Then moving to logos and symbols. Now, although the brand name typically is central element of every brand, visual elements also play a critical role in building brand equity and especially brand awareness. Now, what is brand equity? It means creating a value proposition for the brand. Okay, And these symbols also help in creating awareness towards a brand. Now, these logos, as I said earlier, should be trademarked with they should be registered with the company so that nobody else dares to use your corporate name or any of the logos related to your company. In the same way, the symbol or the logo of Harley Davidson, IBM, Google, what are these? These all are logos and symbols which help us identify the brand to which they are associated. Okay, then the URL. What is URL? That is nothing but the domain name, which helps us identify the intangible product like a website. FB.com. What is it? It is a domain name or the URL, right? It is being said Facebook paid $8.5 million to the American company Farm Bureau for the domain name FB.com. In the same way, you have Google.com. Now, all these URLs are again registered so that nobody else can use the same domain name or the same URL which is being used by you. Okay. Now, these URLs also helps us to identify a particular brand. In the same way, one of the elements which are helping us identify a brand is jingles, which could be fun musical messages written about the brand. Now, one of the best example is by Oscar Mayer. Now, this particular product has a jingle, okay, which is written as these are the toys for the children. Now, the jingle which is associated with this brand is I wish I was an Oscar Mayer winner. Okay. Now, another element which helps us to identify a brand is a slogan, as I was telling you earlier. Slogan of Nike, just do it. Then, slogan of Snickers, hungry, grab a Snicker, right? And whenever you buy a Snicker, you could see, actually, you can see the slogan on the candy bar that are you hungry? Then grab a Snicker. Have a break, have a Kit Kat. Okay. So wherever we see have a break, have a Kit Kat. Now these slogans, what do? They are again a descriptive form whereby they are trying to persuade us that if you are hungry, what should you grab? You should grab a Snicker. You should not grab a Cadbury's chocolate. You should not grab a Dairy Milk chocolate. What should you grab if you're hungry? You should grab this candy bar Snickers. If you want to have a break, what should you take? You should take Kit Kat, not any other product. So these slogans are also giving a message whereby they are persuading the customers to associate themselves with this product when they are hungry or when they need a break or they need to do something immediately. Just do it, just don't wait for it. So these slogans also help us in creating a brand. And as it is mentioned, they often show presence in the advertisement but can play an essential role in packaging. As I told you, on the packaging itself, it is mentioned have a break, have a Kit Kat, hungry, grab a Snicker. Okay, so these act as an handle which are assisting the consumers in grasping the meaning which is associated with a particular brand. And finally, packaging. Now, the way you are packaging the wrappers, the way you are wrapping your products are another great source of identifying, differentiating your brand from that of other manufacturers. All right. From the perspective of both the firms and consumers, packaging must achieve a number of objectives, such as it should help you identify the brand. Now, when we look at these chocolates of Ferrero Rocher, okay, which is shown in the slide, we get tempted by looking at these, the way they are being packed, right? So, packaging is another important element which is helping us identify a brand. So, the examples given here are the packaging of Kit Kat, the packaging of Kinder Joy, the packaging of Ferrero Rocher chocolates. So these are different brand elements which could be associated with a good or a service. Now, before I talk about the importance of brand elements, it is also important to identify that what all can be branded, what all products or what all services can be branded. Physical goods can be branded. You talk of automobiles, cars, you talk of any sort of physical good, a refrigerator, a TV, an almirah, a table, furniture, everything can be branded, right? Like some examples, what can be some of the examples? Like we have smartphones, right? You Smartphones can be branded. You have Apple, you have Vivo, you have Oppo, you have Samsung, right? Then, as I said, cars can be branded. You have Maruti Suzuki, you have BMW, right? Then you have Volkswagen. All these are brands which are associated with the physical goods. In the same way, refrigerator, TV, Sony, Samsung can be associated with these products. So all the physical goods can be branded. Services can be branded, right? What could be the examples of services? Restaurants like McDonald's, these can be branded, right? The services which are being provided, all these can be branded. People can be branded. We talk about Donald Trump. We talk about Oprah Winfrey. We talk about our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Okay, we talk about Barack Obama. We talk about Rajnikant, Kamal Hassan. These all are brands in themselves. So even the personalities or people can be branded. You and I can be branded, right? Events can be branded. We talk about FIFA. We talk about IPL. Okay, we talk about World Cup. All these events can be branded. Places can be branded. You talk about Las Vegas, you talk about New York, you talk about Chennai, you talk about Kerala. All these places can be branded, right? So everything which is available to us can be branded. Events, places, people, goods, services, everything can be branded. Now, let us see what is the importance of these brand elements. Now, these brand elements promote brand awareness. How do we become aware of a particular product? Through the brand element which is associated with the product. Then they also help in creating strong, favorable, and unique brand association. We get associated with the brand, right? Whenever, if I ask you that what sandals or what shoes you are wearing, you would say, I'm wearing Hush Puppies. I said, why Hush Puppies? Because I love this brand. I associate myself with this brand. I feel my personality goes with this Hush Puppies brand. In the same way, if I talk about some girls in the class, like if I tell about Vishakha, or if I talk about Subiksha or Nikita, maybe they are taking this, they have a purse of the brand called Louis Vuitton. Now, I may ask them that why do you take this purse of Louis Vuitton? They say that, ma'am, my personality goes with it. That is why I'm associating myself with this particular brand. Okay. So they help in creating strong, favorable, unique brand associations. They also help in improving positive brand experience and feelings. As I said, when we associate with a particular brand, we get some feel about a particular brand, the experience that we get after using a brand. We feel that this brand is reliable, I can purchase it. Now, if I'm purchasing a product like some furniture, now, if I have purchased this product, a furniture from IKEA, I feel that IKEA brand is associated with this furniture. So, this furniture is going to be reliable. Okay, I'm not going to have any bad experience with this furniture. So, brands help us to get a positive experience and feelings about a particular product. They also help in a positive augmentation to the brand equity, which implies certain valued association of responses. Now, brand elements which are associated with the product also helps us additionally to create a brand value proposition, the value that is associated with the brand. Now, if I talk about Coca Cola brand, then it is said that Coca Cola is the highly valued brand. The Forbes magazine recently has said that Coca Cola, when we think about Coca Cola brand, then Coca Cola has the highest valuation in terms of money. So, these all are the importance of creating or using a brand element. All right, moving further. Now, the final component which is going to help us understand what a brand is. We have seen the definition of the brand, we have seen the different elements which are associated with the brand, Now we are going to see what is the difference between a product and a brand. So, what are brands? These are count in the minds of the consumers, right? You're going to the market, you see this iPhone, you know it belongs to Apple. Automatically, by looking at the iPhone or by looking at the iPad, the first thing that captures your mind is okay, this is product of Apple. Okay, but products are produced by companies, but brands are something which are capturing the mind of the consumer, which are helping the consumers to buy a product of a particular company. Okay, one of the research study that provoked about the effects of marketing on children showed that preschoolers felt identical McDonald's food items, even carrot, milk, and apple juice tasted better when wrapped in McDonald's familiar packaging in unmarked wrappers. So this is the effect that a particular brand does to a product. Okay, now moving ahead, let us have a look at the exact difference between product and a brand. On the left side, you can see the product. An item which is available for sale in the market is called a product. For example, sports shoes. But what is a brand? Now, brand is an entity which gets associated with the product. It could be a name, as I said, logo or symbol that the company uses. When you look at a sports shoes, okay, that is simply something which is being sold by a company. But when the logo of Puma or the symbol of Nike is being put on the sports shoes, then it becomes a brand and you identify it. This is done so that the products become easily identifiable in the marketplace amongst all the other products which are available in the market. So, what is a brand? It is an entity. Moving ahead, a product fulfills your need. For example, handbag. You are just buying a handbag to put some items into it, right? Maybe your makeup pouch, maybe your notebook, maybe a pen in order to carry it to the college. But what is a brand? Brand is what you want. For example, a purse of Louis Vuitton. Okay, this helps you to associate yourself with a particular product, and it helps you to give a feel about yourself that this is denoting my personality. Okay, another example, uniqueness. Now car is something, a product which can be easily be copied by your competitor. Anybody can copy the design of your car and manufacture the same design car, but brand cannot be copied. For example, Tesla's car, a brand has a prominent identity that cannot be duplicated. Now, nobody else can copy Tesla. Maybe they can copy the design of the car which was being produced by the manufacturer or the seller, but the brand cannot be copied because brand is registered. Okay, it is trademarked. All right, which is giving a prominent identity to a product. All right, which cannot be duplicated. So, a brand helps you to create uniqueness. Then, how is a brand created? Brand is created by the customers. What is company creating? Company is creating only a product, like in this example they have shown. The company is creating a product like a bike, but who is creating Harley Davidson? It is created by the customers who are using it over time, loving it, liking it, and repurchasing it all the time whenever they see Harley Davidson. Then what do they do? What do these products and brands do? General functions are performed by the product. Okay, for example, the retailers. But Walmart, when there is a brand that is associated, when we talk about brand like a Walmart, what is happening? Customers are offered value by the brand, right? But in case of a simple retailer shop, if you go to the shop which is outside the college, okay, a simple retailer shop, it is providing general functions, it is just selling some products to you. But when you are purchasing products from Walmart, then automatically the products that you are buying for yourself are helping you to get some value. You feel that, I these products are worth the money that I am paying to purchase them. All right. Then the products can be tangible or intangible, right? Something which can be touched, or the services which are intangible. But brands are always intangible. You cannot touch a brand, you can only feel it, you can only experience it. Okay, so brands are intangible. Then products become obsolete over time, and they can be replaced by another product, as a toothbrush, okay, or any sort of cream that you're applying, a face wash. It may become obsolete over time and it can be replaced by another product, but brands remain forever. Now, Coca Cola is a brand since 1892. Nobody can replace the brand named Coca Cola. Vogue, it is a brand since 1892. Nobody can replace the brand Vogue. Colgate is a brand since 1873. Nobody can replace the brand the name brand Colgate. Okay, so brands remain forever. Further, a product is more about selling to consumers, like aerated drinks. Okay. But what is brand? Brand wants to capture the emotions, or it wants to get associated with the feelings, with the emotions of the people. So emotions of consumers are targeted by a brand. For example, Coca-Cola. Whenever we think of Coca-Cola, in the other class, one of the student was saying that, ma'am, when I think Coca Cola, the feeling comes happiness, that it is something for sharing, for caring. So, what is Coca Cola doing? It is capturing the emotions of the people, of the consumers. However, product is simply a way to sell to consumers. Okay. However, the brands are helping us getting a connect with the particular product. In the same way, if we look at smartphones, okay, as is shown in the example, now despite the products being great, sometimes it may fail to entice the buyers. Now there might be so many smartphones that will be available in the market, but all of them may not be attract you. But when you look at Apple's iPhone, automatically you just get, that magnetic kind of a feeling that I should purchase an iPhone. I wish I could purchase iPhone 10. I wish I could associate myself with Apple iPhone, right? The designing of the brand is done in order to attract the consumers. However, the product itself may not attract you. But when a brand is associated with the product, then the design of the product, the packaging of the product, the color of the product, everything may entice you, may attract you. And finally, trustworthiness and reliability. Now, as I said, there are so many products available in the market with no brand, right? But when you try to buy these products, the first feeling that you get into your mind is, I don't know whether for how long this product will last. Okay, is this product reliable? Should I eat it? Should I drink it? Does it have nutritious value? Will it give me proper, will I get proper hygiene by having it? Okay. But when we talk about brands, you go to McDonald's, you're eating a burger, you will not think that what nutritional value or is it hygienic. Okay, you will not think about all those things, you will just feel like having it. We talk of Amazon, we talk of Mintra, we go for online shopping, we purchase all these items online, right? Why? Because we feel Amazon is trustworthy online website. Okay, we think Mintra is trustworthy online shopping website. But nowadays you can find there are so many online shopping portals which are available on Google. Do you purchase from each one of them? No, we do not purchase from each one of them, because they are not big brands like Amazon, Mintra, right? So brands offer evaluation of products so that consumers can trust. All right. So these were the differences between between brands and product. So what we have seen so far is, what is the definition of a brand? Then we have seen what are the different elements which are associated with the brand, and what is the difference between products and a brand. With that, we come to the conclusion of what a brand is all about, and how does a brand differentiate from product, okay, that are available in the marketplace, and how does it help us identify a particular product of a particular seller. And finally, what are the factors that contribute towards building a brand? Now, there are certain factors like uniqueness. What uniqueness are you offering to your products? What uniqueness are you offering to your services? What sort of personality you want your consumers to have when they are using your product or your service? Should people feel reliable when they are associating with your product or your service? What sort of presence you want to create through your brand? What sort of consistency you want to create through your brand? And how competitive, what competitive messages do you want to send through your brand? So the different factors like uniqueness, which is being offered by Red Bull, the personality factor, which is being offered by Louis Vuitton brand, then the reliability factor, which is being offered by FedEx brand, the presence factor, which is being offered by Tinder brand, then the consistency, okay, that engaging with consumers is extremely crucial for the brand to survive. This consistency factor, which is being offered by Starbucks coffee, then the competitiveness factor, which is offered by Nike brand. So all these are different factors to thinking which we are developing a brand. Are we going to put ourselves as a unique brand, or a brand which is going to give a superior personality to people when they use it? Or are we going to put ourselves as a reliable brand? Or we want to create a presence through our brand? Or we want to show that we are consistent in our performance throughout the years? Or we want to show that we are competitive in every phase of life. Okay, so these are the different factors which contribute towards building a particular brand.